This is Texans TV.
Texans 360 is right now. I'm Drew Doherty outside Provision Academy in Sunnyside area of Houston. A little later, you're going to hear from Jerry Hughes, defensive lineman, who was here today as part of a very, very special afternoon. But we've also got some other key contributors to hear from in the show, namely Denzel Perryman, the new linebacker, as well as Nico Collins, a third-year wide receiver. But we start off at the tippy top. GM Nick Caserio. I had a chance to go one-on-one with him earlier in the week following his draft press conference. Now, the guys are in the building working out. It's all part of the off-season conditioning program. But Caserio and company getting set for what promises to be a very, very important NFL draft. GM Nick Caserio is with us. The draft day, Thursday, just days away. More excitement on that Thursday of the first round or on a game day in the fall?
Great question. It might actually be Saturday. I don't know what's there, but no, I think it's an exciting time and opportunity for everybody involved. So honestly, try not to treat it any differently than any other day. I know there's a heightened enthusiasm and always an excitement that's around the draft. So I think you kind of just have to take it like a game. You've prepared. You put the time in, so then you just have to go out there and execute, and you have to be ready to adjust and adapt throughout the course of the day, the game, the week. So that's what we're going to try to do.
You threw in that Saturday part. Is that because of the undrafted stuff at the end of the day?
Yeah, we spend as much time, I'd say, on the latter rounds and the undrafted free agents because there's inevitably going to be good football players. So if there's a player or two that we can find in those areas that we feel can contribute to our team or ends up making an impact, then, I don't want to say you're as proud of that as anybody else, but it's a credit to the people involved in that process. So that's why, and Saturday gets on you pretty quickly too, because Friday night, bleeds it a little bit late, and then it's quick turnaround because, the draft starts 11 o'clock Central, whatever's on Saturday. So morning's a little bit, short. Gotta make sure you got enough coffee, make sure you're ready to go. But again, 4, 5, 6, 7, undrafted. And we've had the good fortune, I would say, over the last few years of being able to find some good players in those areas as well. So I'd say that's the reason Saturday's involved.
There you go. On Monday in your press conference with the Houston media, you talked about how you and D'Amico Ryans both come from good programs. You in New England, D'Amico with Shanahan, Kubiak, all that stuff. How much fun has it been? How invigorating has it been for you as far as melding those things with what's going on?
Yeah, D'Amico, the staff, it's been great. We've had a lot of constructive discussions, a lot of good meetings, a lot of good dialogue. And I think we all want to get to the same end point. We just want to try to have a good football team, bring in good people with the right mindset, with the right makeup, that have a certain skill level that can go out there and perform at a good level on Sunday. So that's the goal for all of us involved, and we're going to try to do the best we can to get there.
Going to get the best players to make this team and this organization better. I'm not going to press you on who those guys are because you've been pressed about 8,000 times already. So let's talk about when you get up on Thursday of the draft. What goes on? Take us through the day.
Yeah, so this year is a little bit different because we're going to have a voluntary mini camp. So we'll kind of have a workout in the morning with the team. So we'll go on a field we haven't done the schedule yet, but we'll go out there on a field for a little bit, watch our players work out, have a little bit of gap there, noon till 6, but really just rehash your notes and you kind of have an idea of what's going to happen, I would say, in our particular case, at the top of the draft. So kind of have an idea of who we're going to pick, be prepared to pick. If we stay at 2, we know we're going to pick pretty quickly. If we move back, then we're going to pick a little bit later, and then we have another pick in that first round at 12. So whenever we make that first pick, we're going to have to be ready to turn around and pick another player as well. So I think just try to stay as even keel as possible. Just try to trust the preparation that you've put into this point. Trust the people that are around you. Try not to make it bigger than what really is, and just try to make the right decision for our organization.
Yeah, you mentioned that possibility of movement. You mentioned how you're always open to listen. So with that in mind, what's the phone setup as far as when people call you and when you call people about trades? I imagine it's not just one cell phone or one landline. How's that actually work?
Yeah, you have a landline phone, which is kind of all 32. So if you want to call another team, you can just hit the button and reach out to another team. And then everybody essentially is operating off a cell phone, so you can get a text or a call. So, it's a lot of fun. So sometimes you have double phones in your ear. And when you do actually, if you do make a trade to consummate the trade, you have to talk to the other team and then call the league as well. So you have to do two things at once, and you have to make sure you do it before the clock runs out. So that's why sometimes you may have double phones, going.
Don't want to have that Minnesota Vikings situation arise from when you were younger in your career, right?
That's right, exactly. No, I was a part of that. We were actually part of a couple drafts where we were getting close to the end, trying to consummate a trade, and we were literally racing when we had the runner to get the card in to make sure that we could actually pick the player that we want. So
rewind a year. We're going to wrap things up with this. Jalen Petrie was a second-round pick last year. What stood out to you before you picked him in talking with people at Baylor, and how has that jived with who he was this year and what you've seen of him this offseason?
Yeah, from day one, I think he's been everything that I would say Baylor described, everything that you kind of want in your program. Mental and physical toughness, the willingness to be coached, the willingness to prepare, just his process, his routine, his maturity level. Those were all things I would say that were highlighted. And I'd say those certainly all came to fruition last year. Jalen had a good year. He'll be the first to tell you there's plenty of things that he could do better. So that transition from year one to year two, I think, will be exciting to see, not only with Jalen, but some of our rookie first-year players from last year as well. But he's been a joy to have on campus. He's been great to have in the building. He's made of the right stuff, and we're happy he's here.
All right, we're happy to talk with you, Nick Caserio. Best of luck this week in making the Texans better. Sound good?
Thanks, Drew.
We thank you for checking us out here on Texans 360 outside the Provision Academy in South Houston for a Jerry Hughes event that you're going to hear about a little bit later in the show. But last week, wide receiver Nico Collins, who's entering year 3 as a Texan, went one-on-one with our very own DP Sidhu. Needless to say, he's excited about the season to come and a whole lot more.
We just discovered this is our first time at this particular Boys and Girls Club event. What have you thought about it so far?
I'm loving it so far, just the entrance. It's lovely. I can't wait for it to get started, for sure.
Yeah, and you've been really active in the Boys and Girls Club. You had a shopping spree at Academy over Christmas. How cool has it been to get to really interact with you?
It was awesome, man. It was awesome. So I just took 6 boys and 6 girls, man, took them to Academy. So it came out equal to 12. That's my number. It's my first time doing it. So, yeah, man, I'm looking forward to doing that again. It was an amazing experience to see the kids smile. They lit up, man. So that really made my day, So I'm looking forward to doing that again next year.
All right, so how's it been for you recently? Off-season workouts have started. Players are back in the building. We saw you back in the building. What's it like?
Man, it's lovely to be back, man. Back with the team, man. It's getting back in the groove together, man. It's building the chemistry together, man. And can't wait to get everybody back together, man. Get started, for sure.
It seems like the off-season gets shorter and shorter every year. So were you able to get away or do anything fun in those few months off?
I did. It was my first off-season. I got to really travel. I went to Napa with wine tasting. It was pretty nice. So besides that, I was here in Houston, chilling. Just getting some rest. But I was getting some work in too.
Have you gotten around Houston well? Do you feel like you know the city pretty well now?
Not really. I still don't.
You've had a few years, Nico. I was expecting more.
You're right. I mean, I know what downtown is. Buffalo Bayou. What else? Bunker Hill, Galleria area. So I'm pretty familiar.
You got the main parts of Houston down.
Yeah, I'm still learning. I still got to put the GPS in where I'm going.
I think a lot of us still do. It's a big city.
Yeah.
All right, draft day's coming up. What do you remember about your particular draft day experience?
Oh, man, I was anxious, nervous, didn't know where I was going to go. And that whole process was just, it was amazing, man. I'd say it was crazy, but I'm glad I got picked up by the Texans for sure. But I'll say the whole process, man, it was crazy, but it's fun.
Where were you watching the draft from?
I was in Florida, actually, yeah. So I rented, got like an Airbnb for me and the fam. Just had a little watch party. So it was a nice little thing to have the family with me, most definitely.
So what is your advice to draft picks for this year's class that are going through this process now that you've been through it?
Yeah, man, just enjoy the process. Once it's over, whatever team gets you, just make sure, it's the reason why they got you, for sure.
All right, how about for yourself? What are you most excited about for 2023? You got a new head coach.
Yeah.
John Mechie is back in the fold again. I'm
glad he's
back.
back.
Let's talk about John Mechie for a second. How cool is it that he's back doing football?
It's glad, man. Just seeing him, in the drills with us, just being a part of the team, man, it means a lot, man, because I already know how much it meant to him to be a part of the team, man. So it feels good to have him, back with us, for sure.
So most exciting thing, other than John Mechie, exciting thing about 2023?
Ooh, man, just a whole bunch of opportunities, man. It's a new year. new blessings, man. Just go out and have fun. New coach, new juice, new energy. Man, it's the reason why not to go out there and have fun, man. You know, get some wins in Texas, for sure.
Can't wait to see it. Nico, thanks so much.
Thanks so much. Appreciate you.
Collins, Sidhu, and a whole lot of others from the Texans organization were on hand for a really special evening, the Boys and Girls Club annual gala. The McNairs were honorees, and this is a little of what went down that night.
So in middle school, I went to the Boys and Girls Club and we played basketball, just kind of did some fun things, got out of the house and got to go play basketball and be with other friends and do homework and whatever else we did at the Boys and Girls Club. What's so exciting is that they have the teen club now named after the Houston Texans. So now you have different areas where teens can go and have a safe place, and there's so many things that they can do there. So we're just excited to be a part of it.
Partners for maybe 15 years, I think, 15, 16 years, over 15 years, and we have the center named for the Texans and just doing good things in the community with a lot of kids that are coming in and getting a safe place to be, and it's just good for the community, so we're really happy to be part of it.
That's what we do. The Boys and Girls Club's just a great organization. In fact, my wife used to work there a long time ago, and so very, very fond of the organization. They do wonderful things for our city, giving kids a place to go and have a safe place after school during the summer, and just really excited to be here tonight at their Great Futures Dinner to recognize some of their great kids in that and just support the organization. Houston's home. We want to inspire hope here and give back and be champions for youth in everything that we do, and there's no better organization that does it than the Boys and Girls Club.
My name is Mark Vandermeer, the voice of your Houston Texans, and welcome to the 35th annual Great Futures Dinner benefiting the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Houston. Give yourselves a round of applause for being here tonight.
Just seeing all these people come out and support the Boys and Girls Club is amazing, especially when you get to see those kids, when we go visit them. They're so excited every time we go see them. It's so fun, playing with them, seeing the smile on their faces, and kind of just learn a little bit about them and where they come from. So it's just beautiful to see all these people out here coming to support them for a good cause.
It doesn't matter who you are, everybody loves a cool new pair of shoes, and this guy, Jerry Hughes of the Houston Texans, defensive lineman, gave away a lot of new shoes. Now, what prompted this generosity here at Provision Academy today?
This is a school that it really spoke to me, what they're doing in the community, how they are reaching out to the youth, getting them involved. You got a faculty that is preaching education and is really highlighting on knowledge, touching on, the STEM as well as the technology aspect of it, things that these kids are going to need to, one, better them in the future as they get ready, because technology is here, and then two, just to continue to provide a positive morale for them. I mean, that's just something that we all need, especially for our youth in today's world.
This is for you. Here you go. Congratulations. Good luck. We can make that happen. No problem. We're here for you guys today. A 10.
so wonderful to see the smiles on the students' faces, their excitement. It just becomes contagious. They were not expecting this gift, and so we just kind of had them assemble here in the cafeteria, and then to meet the Texans. And Jerry, he was so generous in providing this wonderful opportunity for every single one of our students. They were just over the moon. So that level of excitement is just, it's really a good feeling. They've worked hard and they deserve to have such opportunity.
Texans 360 rolls on from the Provision Academy, which is a very special place, very special school in the Sunnyside neighborhood of Houston. Jerry Hughes, a defensive lineman for the Texans, recently stopped by and gave away shoes, new, nice Air Force Ones for every student at the school to help them get jazzed up and ready for the STAR test they'll take in just a few weeks. I got a chance to go one-on-one with Hughes, who's bullish on the future of the Texans. It was a tough year as a whole for the team. You were a bright spot, all those sacks. What do you do this offseason to build on what you did in 2022?
You know, just got to keep building up the team. You know, we're a very young base. A lot of the guys are still learning how to be a pro, and I think that that's great that, you know, they have myself, they have Case, they have Robert Woods. They brought in some veterans who know how to win and know how to just have a successful season. So I think that's just going to be great for our young franchise so that we can continue to win games.
Yeah, you've always been optimistic since you got here. You're an optimistic person by nature. What you've seen before the draft, what's got you even more optimistic? You just named a couple names, but why are you bullish on the future, so to say?
Just what Nick has been doing in the offseason, going out, getting veterans who are pros. They know how to take care of their bodies. They're here in the building already with the voluntary offseason, and that just trickles down all through our young team. You know, we got guys like Christian Harris, Jalen Petrie, who kind of sees these vets of Jimmy Ward, who's, you know, in the ice tub after workouts, doing those little small things that you hear your coach might say. It might not resonate as well as when you have an actual player who's doing it and who's, you know, just in your ear already talking football. I think that's just going to make our team great. When you have young guys who are thinking ball, working together, who are excited to work together, you know, that team chemistry that you need to go out there and play well, that's what we're going to have early on.
You've done this at a really high level, a time or two or three or four. Yeah. How invigorating is this time of the year, off-season conditioning, when you get back together with your teammates after a little bit of a layoff?
It's exciting. You know, I mean, everybody's had their off-season, so now you just get to hear about where everyone's been. You know, we got guys who are from all over the country, so guys get to tell you about what they've done. You know, for me, I'm a homebody. I got kids in school, so, you know, I play dad. I play that dad role, try to do it well, you know, and so it's been fun for me, but it's just a good time for us to kind of relax mentally. But, you know, when we come back here, the one thing I love is that everybody's eager to work. People aren't shy about that, and that's what you need when you want a team or an organization to win. That's exciting news to hear. We're going to finish things with this. How tuned in to the NFL draft weekend are you? Oh, man, I mean, how can you not be tuned in? The NFL is now traveling around from city to city. I'm fingers crossed hoping that we can get it pretty soon. So, I mean, this is going to be really excited. I know we're going to make some awesome picks. We're going to get some guys who are going to contribute to this team early and, you know, turn it around for us. Jerry Hughes, thanks so much for the time. Can't wait to talk with you again. Thanks for having me. Here in the Sunnyside section of Houston at the Provision Academy, Drew Doherty, Texans 360, and we're having a fun afternoon. We're glad you're watching, and we want you to watch this. It's a Telestrator hosted by John Harris, all about new linebacker Denzel Perryman and the impact he could bring to this defense in 2023.
It's off-season Telestrator time. Oh yeah, I'm John Harris, football analyst, sideline reporter for your Houston Texans. And it's been a little bit since we've done a Telestrator, but the Texans have added a few pieces to the puzzle. So let's take a look at one of them, in particular linebacker Denzel Perryman, 5'11". That's the program says. He's probably about 5'10", but he's 240. He's thick. He can run. You see that speed coming to the forefront every time he's on the field. 153 tackles in 2021. 84 last year. He averaged 7 tackles a game, missed a few games, but he didn't miss this one against the Denver Broncos. Let's take a look at what he brings to the party, and you'll see him right here in the middle in this play. Now, the Broncos are going to try and use some eye candy here. They're going to use Jerry Jeudy across the formation to try and get these linebackers' eyes over here, and they're going to run a little counter flip this way. So Williams will start here and then, boom, come this way. The thought is, with all that eye candy and everybody moving this way, that they can get everybody moving this way, and then Williams can exploit it that way. Perryman doesn't bite for a second. Watch his eye discipline here. He doesn't take one false step to the right with the running back or with the motion. He goes right here, right now. Because he does that, he beats Cushenberry, the center. Take a look at his speed. Watch this. Look at him already knowing. He knows where this play is going from jump. He doesn't false step, and watch this angle that he is on. Straight line, A to B. He gets there in a hurry, and watch him explode on Javonte Williams. Man, that is really, really good. You get tackles for a loss on first down. That is impressive because now you're second and long. Now you're dictating to the offense. Perryman helps dictate. Let's take a look at the end zone view, and you can see what he's doing here. Here he is in the middle. Again, let's take a look there. And they're getting all this action this way, everything going across the formation, everything going over here and running this way. He doesn't buy it for a second. He's right there to make the stop. This is speed, this is discipline, and this is great linebacker play. Look at him beat Cushenberry, and they go wrap up on the ball carrier for a TFL. You can't get excited about Denzel Perryman in this defense looking forward. Man, I don't know what triggers your Texans' heart, but Denzel Perryman is a baller, and I can't wait to see him in a Texans uniform.
Can't wait to see what he and the rest of the defense have in store for this fall. Well, we really do appreciate you checking us out here on Texans 360, and we're going to do it again next week. And we want to remind you, this show would not happen were it not for Tyler Suddarth, Gardy Swingby, Jonathan J.J. Johnson, and a whole host of others making it happen behind the scenes. For them, I'm Drew, and we will see you next time. Until then, go Texans. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to know when we post new content.